boxes. Just a reminder first, if you want to add to the notes that we just went through, your verbs eat and sit don't have any accents, okay, in the preterite. Also remember that a sit has no accents because it uses those different endings, which we're going to talk about this chapter with no accents. And then also ver and dar also have no accents. So all of those have 0 accents. So we need to know the difference of when to put accents and when to not. But nadar, anything different with its conjugations? Regular conjugations. Nade, nadaste, nado, nadamos, nadastes, nadaron. What about lead? Okay. So on the bottom you have I to Y, but you also have extra accents on the to form, on the I, and the nosotros form I get an accent. So those two are extra accents right there. These 2 accents are normally there, and you change your I to Y on the bottom 2 forms. Okay. Remember, there is no EMOS, so it's IMOS for that. Anything special with navegar? Good. So it's a gar verb. Only changes in the yo form. The rest of the forms are regular conjugations, nothing special. So navegue, you don't hear that. What about dormir? Perfect. Okay. So top 3 conjugations, nothing different. It's regular conjugations. And then when you get to the bottom 2, O to U in the basement. Now, if you were to do dormir in the present tense, it would be an O to U boot. Since we're doing it in the preterite, it's an O to U basement. Okay, so don't confuse the different tenses. We're going to focus just on preterite for this chapter. All right, back up to the top 4. Abrir. What happened with abrir? Anything different? No. Nope. It's regular conjugation with accents where they should be. Anything with explicar? C-A-R-G. Good. Good. So expliqué. Rest are regular conjugations. What about organizar? Good. Drop your ZAR and replace with CE. Only for the yo form. Rest of the forms are regular conjugations, but you always have to be on the lookout for those words that end in CR, GR, or ZAR. And divertirse. First thing that should stand out to you is what? Reflexive. So no matter what tense you're conjugating in, you're going to keep your reflexive pronouns exactly the same. So you need your mete, se, nos, and se. Okay? But what happens with the verb itself here? Anything with the yo form?
It doesn't change unless it's a basement verb.
Right. So the top 3 conjugations, regular conjugations, no big deal. But since divertir, it's an IR verb, se, so it's reflexive and an IR verb, we're going to change that E to an I, even though it's an E to IE change in the present tense. Why doesn't it change E to IE in the preterite?
It doesn't exist.
Right. So in the present tense, it's an E to I, an E to IE boot. In the preterite, it's an E to I basement, so the E changes to an I in the bottom 2. Then, of course, you add your reflexive pronouns, mete, se, nos, and se, for anything that is a reflexive verb. Okay. So E to I basement, not an E to I boot. That would be present tense. Okay, with the different mixture of different things in the preterite? Okay. All right, on the back of your fill-in-the-blank notes, what we've done is, I was going to give you these charts to fill in, but I decided that we're going to try this and see if it works. It should look familiar. We've done it before. We're going to try to play battleship. Now, I have extra practice over preterite verbs, as I always do. You know me. I always have plenty of practice. We're going to try this way. Okay. So, if you want to play the game, then you're going to take your sheet. You're going to take this top portion. You're going to fold it up, basically. Okay. You're going to map out your boats here. You're going to map out a 5-space boat, a 4-space boat, a 3-space boat, and another 3. So 2 3-space boats, and 1 2-space boat. Okay, you just shade in whatever. If you want to diagonal, go for it. Okay. But just shade in wherever your boats are hidden in your ocean. Okay. Once you have yours shaded in, obviously you're going to fold your paper up or put it inside a book or notebook or some source so nobody sees where your boats are. You're going to go back and forth. You can do it with 2s, or you can go around in a circle and do it with 3 or 4 people if you want to. Okay. If you do it with different people, you might want to keep different colors or different marks of what you've already called out, basically. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Back up to what I just said. You map out up here. Down here is where you keep track of who you called. Okay. So, ignore what I just said about mapping it. You map your boats up here so that you can not have to bear down each time to write on the top. This part's going to be up, and you're just going to need to look at the top part of where your boats are mapped out. Okay. So boats at the top, and then somebody says, okay. Now you're not going to say mi familia jugar. Do you have a boat in mi familia jugar? What are you going to say? Jugo. Okay. So the conjugation of the verb where it matches. Jugo. Okay. And then the person's going to say, if you have a miss, you're going to say agua. You hit the water. If you have a hit, you're going to say toca. And once you find one of the little blanks, I guess, for the ship, you try to sink the whole ship. And then once you've sunk the whole ship, you say hundido for sunk. And both of those are on either side here that you can see. Okay. So if you want to make some diagonal, that's fine. But again, map out your boats up here. Then fold this up so that nobody can see. And then down here you keep track of which ones you've called. But again, I want you to check each other on if you're going to do ustedes and volvieron. Okay. Obviously that you're saying the conjugations, that you're practicing the pronunciation. If you need help, let me know. But if you guys are checking each other this way, we're going to do it this way. If I come around and see that we don't want to play the game, then we're going to fill this in as a worksheet, which will be really boring. Okay. So we ready to play? Don't be too excited. All right. We can either play or fill in. Up to you.